that later.
If we start dropping frames, it's your fault.
I understand. Excellent. That's a good sign.
Welcome, everyone. This is episode 30-something. I'm so old I'm losing count. Of the Snapcast podcast with your hosts, Brad O'Brien and Mike Cooley.
Greetings, fellow travelers.
This is a Magic the Gathering podcast for the competitive Magic player with a casual interest in finance.
You're starting to sound like a professional podcaster.
Don't say that too loud.
Not that we get paid for this or anything.
Man. Yeah, if you like investing in Magic cards like us and just being opportunistic, this might be the podcast for you. If you also just have a great appreciation for this amazing game, welcome. We appreciate you.
I have a great appreciation for Michael Cooley.
Dude, right back at you, man. You're a hell of a guy. I mean that.
Michael's YouTube channel is having great success right now. He's almost up to 2,000 subscribers.
I don't know about great success, but, people know who I am in the Diablo community anyway, which is all you can ask, right? Like, I feel like it's a dying breed. It's a dying breed of players, like the old school. I feel like it's like vintage players. Like Diablo 2 players of today are like, they're like the vintage Magic players. You know what I mean? They're always going to be around. They're always going to be around.
The people that want to play old school.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
And we're kind of going to talk about that today.
Hell yeah, man.
What's new old school?
Dude, we got so much stuff we're planning on talking about tonight. Everything from the new Zendikar Rising. If you guys haven't seen this, we're going to go over this today. They just released a trailer, so we're going to check that out. Brad's got some speculation on that. Man, I can't wait to talk about it. And then we got, just more thoughts about Historic in Arena and so much stuff going on, man. I feel like there's always something happening nowadays in the Magic community, man, which is good. It makes these podcasts just super easy to talk about stuff.
Well, and that's what it is. I mean, this whole idea evolved from just having conversations about things we were excited about in the game. Obviously, the last 4 or 5 months have been really challenging with no events to really churn a metagame. So the things that we're left to talk about are like spoilers, but thanks to WotC putting out a set every month.
Yeah.
We've always got spoilers to talk about.
Hell yeah, man. It really makes you wonder, though, like when people finally do go back to paper, what changes we will see that you would have never anticipated from all of these like online deck lists or whatnot. It sort of goes back to the conundrum of like playing Magic online. You know what I mean? You didn't see a lot of like devoted druid decks because it was super inconvenient to click through the combo.
Oh, that is interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just super inconvenient to click through the combo.
Mechanically complex operations in the game.
So I'm just wondering, man. What do you guys think? Do you know of any crazy stuff that is ridiculous to pull off in like Arena or Magic Online that we might see because of a different mechanic when people go back to tabletop? What do you think? Let us know.
Is there some quirky combo that is just held off by the fact that it's overly complicated to execute in a digital format where you can't shortcut, okay, I'm going to do this 1,000,000 times and you're dead?
Yeah, exactly. Like
I love those games.
Oh, man. Like that guy, there was somebody who posted a historic deck on Arena where he had the, I think we talked about this before, the mage that copied quasi-duplicate. And it just kept happening, but you have to like keep clicking and stuff.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, that seems really inconvenient, but I feel like this deck is insane. Like this deck is the twin. This deck is the twin of Historic right now. But it's also very click heavy. So, You know what I mean? I wonder if we're gonna see something. That's a test message we got on the screen here. Here, dude, why don't we just blow chat right up, dude? And make it come right across the screen.
Mike's more frequent experience with OBS is making him our stream master. We're going to blow that right up.
You got to stop using these qualifying words with me, like master and good.
Well, apparently our one viewer agreed with you because they they just dropped off. Careful. We don't want them to scroll away too fast.
Yeah,
although that's still sitting on there.
Yeah, that'll sit
That's
there for a
fine.
while, so that's good enough, dude.
I can read
Good
that
enough.
from here. I'm not that old.
Oh, all right, sweet. They do go away. All right, that's good. So we're gonna dive in to this new Zendikar Rising trailer.
Right. I was going to say the best way to get into this
Is to dive in.
Okay.
So
You ready to Mystery Science Theater 3000 this shit?
Mystery Science Theater. Here we go.
Okay. For copyright reasons and because we really want to go through this with you, we're going to stop this every so often.
Every 15 seconds by technicality.
Okay.
But also it's just fun to talk through it. All right, here it is. The opening scene.
All right. Well, there's the opening scene.
Oh, man.
What are we looking at?
Don't pause it every 5 seconds. We'll never get through this thing.
It's 47 seconds. This podcast is going to go for an hour. We're going to fill some time here.
Dude, what kind of flower is this, by the way? That's what I want to know. It looks so much like a lotus to me, but I'm like, come on, this ain't no lotus. Or is it? Like,
well, and how often do you see the lotus represented from the side angle like that? Usually it's top down, right?
it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
It is beautiful, and they're definitely featuring it prominently in this video.
Mm.
Swaying in the breeze.
Born in a spark,
Born in a spark.
forged by betrayal.
They're giving us hints.
Born in a spark, forged by betrayal.
They're dropping a lot of keywords here. I feel like with the last one, you had mentioned the last trailer when they had talked about, I think it was when they released, what set was it? The Shadows over Innistrad?
Well, I was just going back, talking about that like really nerdy speculation that was going on with
Yep.
Shadows over Innistrad, where people were trying to figure out what the big monster was.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they really presume that Wizards put a lot of thought into this. I don't know. I don't know if I can always make that assumption.
Maybe they're stepping it up now, though. Maybe they're dropping all of these hints. These sound like keywords to me. Not keywords in the sense of like a card, but these are purposely chosen words.
Yeah.
Like, what have they said so far? Just listen.
Born of a Spark.
Yep. We're the spark, right?
War of the Spark. I mean,
Yep.
we could take it literally right back to War of the Spark, or we could take it literally that this is really going to focus on a planeswalker.
That's true. That
And then they
Planeswalker
say-
spark.
Tempered by silver, I think.
Born in a spark, forged by betrayal.
Oh, forged by betrayal.
You think they're going back to Betrayers of Kamigawa? Kamigawa? You think they're doing it?
I don't think that that's what they're alluding to
We're gonna reprint some shit from this set too.
in the. I don't think that's what they're alluding to in the first 12 seconds of this, but maybe they're going right back to Kamigawa.
I think yours is the next part.
Mine is the next part, and this is spicy.
Tempered in silver.
Tempered in silver, and as they say that, everything starts to shake.
Dude, okay, so I can't help but think that when they say tempered in silver, you have to be talking about Karn.
Karn Silver Golem.
There's just no way you can talk about it. You can't drop that line in this trailer and not bring out something about Karn in this set. Karn is the legendary silver golem. Like, you can't say, forged in silver or tempered in silver and then just be like, oh yeah, by the way, we're not even talking about Karn in this set. He doesn't even show up. Okay, then what are you talking about?
I have another theory on that. So when you say something is tempered, okay, well, if you temper steel, you're hardening it, right? You're preparing it, but also you temper things by cooling them down, by, you forge metal and then you cool it off and temper it. And thinking about silver, thinking about stuff that's been on Zendikar, thinking about the big bad from Innistrad. In Innistrad, the moon is made of silver. The moon is the prison of Emrakul, the last of the Eldrazi.
So I'm an uneducated storyline Magic player, so I think I read one book about it once, one short little thing they included in something I bought.
Yep.
And it had Tezzeret on the cover, so I thought it was cool. Judging a book by its cover over here, for sure. So what's the deal with this? Emrakul exiles herself on some silver moon?
So, and that does definitely bring me to some speculation about cards that might be in this set. But when Nahiri brought the Eldrazi from Zendikar to Innistrad to punish Sorin. So now we're getting into the lore stuff, right?
All right.
I am also not a lore expert, so bear with me. The Eldrazi were trapped on Zendikar, I think with Ugin's help. That's what and you can see them in this image.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the hedrons and stuff that were used to originally attract the Eldrazi there and trap them there. Nahiri freed them and brought them to Innistrad to punish Sorin for betraying her at the imprisoning in the Hell Vault when Avacyn and the demons were imprisoned in the Hell Vault. Nahiri got trapped as well.
Okay.
And so she wants revenge on Sorin.
So it's a sure thing that Nahiri's coming back. And we're going to get there in a minute.
Yeah.
But
so
like
Nahiri has
Nahiri's
been
in this
spoiled.
set. Yeah. Like Nahiri is definitely in this set. So she's in the storyline.
She's back on Zendikar.
Yeah. And the fact that she ties into this story probably means that some elements of these, like this is on purpose that they're saying this stuff.
What we were supposed to take away from the purpose of the Eldrazi are to destroy and then recreate anew. They're sort of like the monster at the end of the universe in the Langoliers that just eat up the universe and then generate a new one behind it.
I feel like the monster in Bird Box was probably Emrakul, the Eon's Torn.
I never watched that movie.
You don't know what you're missing, dude. It was actually kind of cool. But that's my theory. That's for another day. But that was Emrakul, the Eon's Torn in that movie.
Emrakul seemed to be the only one of the Eldrazi that ever communicated with anyone. Who's the blue-white moon mage planeswalker?
Venser Shaper Savant?
No, female character.
He's dead.
You used to be played in control decks back in the day. Tameo.
Yep.
Tameo. Moon Sage. She was the one that started to figure out what was happening on Innistrad. And she thought it had something to do with the moon being made of silver. At the end of the battle, in the last Innistrad block, when they had finally killed all the Eldrazi, Emrakul was fighting, and it was Liliana that saved the day because she was the one that brought all the zombies back. And Emrakul realized and communicated to Jace that they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, that this universe wasn't ready for the demolition and reconstruction, or that plane. So in Magic, we talk about planes of existence.
Yep.
That
So
plane
you get
was
the term
not ready.
Planeswalkers, like they walk between different planes of existence, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So Emrakul tells Jace, I wasn't supposed to be here yet. I'm going to imprison myself in the moon.
I'm just surprised that Emrakul is woke as that. I feel like when I see some big spaghetti monster like that, any sort of intelligence and logical thought from it really impresses me.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and it's also like us finding a way to communicate with an ant.
right.
That's
crazy
sort
is
of the
that?
thing that I get. And I think, it's a fantasy storytelling game. The way that they communicated that, Emrakul mind melded with Jace to help him understand this. So this was Jace's interpretation of the mental connection with Emrakul when
That's crazy.
Emrakul locked. But ultimately, they didn't beat Emrakul. Emrakul imprisoned herself. And that was the end of Eldrazi influence on Innistrad. But it was also the end of the Eldrazi influence on Zendikar, because they had all left Zendikar and went to Innistrad.
Emrakul must be like the dime piece of all of the Eldrazi. Like they all just got to be like, all right, Emrakul ain't here. Yo, what's up? We out.
Yeah.
We out.
You can call your friends.
That's right.
Get with my friends, and we can be friends.
That's right. Wherever Emrakul's going, we at, bros. Yeah, it's so weird though. Like,
So, obviously, we're 17 seconds into this trailer for Zendikar Rising.
we gotta jam this. Let's jam it.
Let's jam a little bit more. But I think
A lot of speculation, but I will say though, based on your speculation so far, it sounds like these keywords, like they mentioned Spark, which is typically Planeswalker, Spark, right?
yeah,
And we know Nahiri's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And based on that assessment of Tameo, I say this could be like another big Planeswalker set right here. Silver, Karn, Emrakul. What if Emrakul becomes a Planeswalker? If she does, you heard it here first. Well, let's
Emrakul the Planeswalker.
that'd be nasty.
That's interesting.
That'd be nasty.
What if Emrakul's time in the moon was the opportunity for her to figure out how to really actually interact with us us Planeswalkers on a physical plane?
We are Planeswalkers inherently by playing the game. So now she can
Emrakul
interact.
is going to talk with us directly. We get all of our podcast information directly
From the Silver Moon.
from the Silver Moon.
All right, let's jam this. Let's go.
All right, I'm going to back it up a little bit.
All right.
I'm going to try and back it up a little bit.
By betrayal. Tempered in silver and silence.
Karn.
Silver and silence.
And wait for it, dude. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Silence. I feel like that's new. I can't think of anything that would relate to in Magic Past.
Trapped in the moon in outer space?
I don't know. Maybe.
And silence. I
And
will fulfill my destiny.
I will fulfill my destiny. It's also a female voice.
Ooh.
And Emrakul is a female.
Yeah, but if Emrakul, there's no way that's Emrakul's voice.
No?
We're talking 15-story spaghetti monster happens to be right. Like, I don't care that you're a female. Your voice ain't gonna sound like that. Like, it's gonna, you know what I mean? It's gonna be ridiculous.
So now, as I will fulfill my destiny.
Like, if Emrakul sounds like that, like if that's her legitimate voice, I'm
Listen,
gonna be
just because you want to subscribe to Emrakul's OnlyFans by the sound of her voice.
You imagine seeing like a 15-story spaghetti monster and that's her voice. There's no way that's Emrakul.
I definitely think that. I definitely think that as you listen to this, and it says, tempered in silver, trapped in silence, whatever it says, that's I will fulfill my destiny. Everything starts shaking and falling apart. Like they're trying to say there's something big to that.
Yeah.
And
That is a good point.
I will fulfill my destiny. Zendikar will rise.
Now, this makes me think, like, whose destiny is it to help Zendikar rise? Is it Nissa?
I don't know, dude. Really hard
All right.
telling. Who knows that piece of that isn't happening right there because something's so huge it has its own gravitational pull. Like, look at that, it's separating. You got shit falling from the sky, and then you got the actual Earth separating.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Which Zendikar has always had these floating islands, and we get the Bowl Island or whatever. So these things are just floating up here the whole time.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So these separating is not super unique, but you definitely see this rising. Obviously, I think they had to have something rising from Zendikar in the trailer for Zendikar Rising, or else we'd stop playing the game.
I think.
I'd be all done. I'd quit.
Yep. I think Lotus Bloom's coming back.
That's what you're taking away from this trailer? All right. Well, and if you want to read into every detail, when the name starts to fade in, look at the lines, patterns, and then look in the background here at the Eldrazi Hedron. It's almost like a similar pattern to what you're seeing on the Hedron
Yeah.
is in the text.
Landfall's going to be coming back. You bet your sweet ass.
All right. next thing you're going to tell me that reserve list cards are a good investment.
I mean, always.
I think everybody's pretty confident that Landfall's coming back.
Landfall's coming back.
But what'd you think about that trailer?
Dude,
This is just a teaser trailer.
yeah.
So this is not the full like 2.5 minute trailer like they've been doing recently.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like the fact that they're throwing it out there. I feel like this is one of two things happened with this trailer. We had people, we had the designers over here at Wizards just throwing something together and being like, "Oh, we got to get something out there," or all of this was super purposeful, and like every word in that means something.
Right. I think they are trying to drive up hype.
Yeah.
Because to go back to what we were saying before, nobody's playing Magic and paper right now. So I think you need a little extra hype.
Yeah.
Even though everybody's happily playing Arena, myself included, I think that Hedron Crab came from Zendikar. This is the set where Mill catches something awesome.
Yeah. They just reprinted a whole bunch of mill cards in this, and everything from Jumpstart to Double Masters. It's like this is becoming a taboo word. We can't even talk about Double Masters anymore on this cast. We've beat that subject
we were
to
thinking
death.
about changing the name of the podcast to the Snap Double Masters cast.
Yep.
Mesmeric Orb in DM.
Double Masters, yeah.
It's true.
Yep, it's true, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, I mean, for sure, I think Hedron Crab's coming back, right?
Well,
Gotta. The
have
landfall
we had a
mechanic is
print?
coming back.
Yeah, if Landfall's coming back, when was the last time we saw double Hedron Crab printed?
It was recently.
It was?
I thought it was. Actually, no.
Let's
No,
see.
it was not.
An uncommon and mystery boosters.
Yes, that's what it was. Okay, yeah.
Look at Jason is, man, maybe he should be podcasting with us.
Yeah, right? Yep.
He's on it. Well, he also loves that card, so I'm not surprised.
Dude, I do too, man. Mill's been my pet deck for a while. You guys know that. I love
yeah,
that deck.
I should probably help people out. We are looking at TCG Player just to look at some of the printings here.
Yep. That card used to be like 4 or 5. Actually, I think it got up to like $6 or $7 before it got reprinted in the mystery boosters. Like it was stupid for an uncommon. But yeah.
So dude,
yeah, look at these. Like these are the.
Let's
these
just
are
jump right to some spice here.
the spoiled cards so far. Get a good look at these, homies.
I feel like there's more that have been spoiled, but these are the only two on Mythic Spoiler right now.
Man.
Now this is cool. We got evidence that the Jace and Nahiri are back on Zendikar.
Do they hate each other? You got to tell me more about the lore. Are they like arch nemesis or are they like friendly?
So
I don't. Want
I've
them
heard
to be
mixed
friendly.
reviews on this. Nahiri gets a bad rap because one, she brought the Eldrazi to Zendikar and totally screwed up the plane. To settle a grudge with another ancient being, another ancient planeswalker.
You mean an ancient grudge? Is that what you mean?
Only one of us can dad joke on this podcast. But, and it's cool that we're looking at these. Look at this Jace art. He looks like he's lost his friggin' marbles.
Dude, yeah.
And he also looks like he's sort of a dungeon daddy or something going on here with this leather straps across the chest.
I mean, no version of him will ever be greater than JTMS, in my opinion, but it seems like he's really gone downhill from here. He used to care about his looks and his hair, and if he had bad hair, he'd hide it in his hood, but now he's just like, I don't give a shit.
Hold on, let me look at myself in the mirror. Has Jason gotten to middle age?
No, he's stopped caring. There's something going on. His
Somebody needs to stop Karen.
There's something going on with this guy. He's got a different colored hand too. What the hell is that?
Well, what is that? He's got a blue hand?
Oh, because he's probably like a copy.
Oh,
Yeah,
so this
okay.
is the copy with the.
Yeah, but check this text out. So speaking of
Oh,
copies,
both copies have blue hands.
yeah. God, that's so nuts.
Yeah. Oh, the card has text.
Yeah, the card actually has text too. Who would have thought?
A planeswalker with kicker.
Dude, yeah, this is insane. So the kicker mechanic is coming back, dude. Kicker
Yeah.
and landfall is coming back. That's some official speculation, but like at least kicker. So this guy for 3 mana is pretty sweet, right? Like he comes out with 4 loyalty for 3 mana. And like That's not bad.
Plus 1 to 5 for 3 mana.
Yeah, like
Good luck getting him off the board.
Yeah, you can't bolt him. Like, he's not going away from a bolt. Like, you know what I mean? So you plus 1 and scry 2. Hey, that's pretty sweet. You get card advantage for 3 mana. You get to dig 2 cards for 3 mana. That's pretty good value right there. But if you're at the spot where, like, you can kick this guy, you get 2 of these dudes.
Reminiscent of Jace Cunning Castaway's Ultimate.
Yeah.
So this sort of Jace being able to duplicate himself now has been seen in 2 cards, which is pretty cool. This is probably the more playable 3 mana Jace right now.
Oh, for sure, man. Like, it's far better than the other 3 mana Jace, right? Like, this
Bellerin?
obviously like beats all other the other 3 mana Jace.
It probably will see more play in Standard. I don't know how much Jace Bellerin got played in Standard. I thought quite a bit, but it was before my time.
It was a shit ton he got played in Standard
Yeah.
because he was also, they printed Jace Bellerin, and in the same Standard set, they had Jace the Mind Sculptor. And this was before the Legendary rule was changed. So basically, it was if you had a Legendary Jace on the board, your opponent could not have a Legendary Jace on the board. So they had these things called Jace races in Standard, where people would literally, the only reason they played 3 mana
I'm
Jace.
glad they called it that instead of a Jace off.
That would have been better. I like that. But they would slam the 3 mana Jace so that their opponent couldn't play the 4 mana Jace. It was a Jace race. It was the shitty time to play Standard.
My brain totally shut off there for a second, and I just wanted to go back and edit in a copy of Nicolas Cage over Jace here and call it a Jace off instead of face off.
Yeah, and that's the drawback to streaming this live now is we can't go back and do that.
But the upsides do beat the downsides.
Oh,
Jason, are you still with us? Do we see that? Will that show up on here?
I
He
don't
hasn't
know.
commented in a minute.
Probably.
But
Find it.
we're talking about my theory of Emrakul, Nahiri of the Ancients. Did we even finish talking about Jace? We got so off track.
Dude, yeah, we got to finish talking about this guy. Look at this dude. Jason's still here. You're
So plus 1, scry 2. 0, draw a card and reveal it.
He like bobs himself for 3 mana. He's like a
Yep.
bob.
He bobs himself.
He's a blue bob, dude. He's a blue bob. I'm serious. This guy's a blue bob.
Draw a card, reveal it, remove a number of loyalty counters equal to that card's converted mana cost from Jace Mirror Mage. So for 3 mana, you could just 0 him right off the bat. Worst case scenario, you reveal a cryptic command and Jace goes away.
Well, no, dude. You fucking worst case scenario. Kick this guy, copy him, scry with the other dude, and then...
Okay, so that's not a worst case scenario. That may be a best case scenario.
Well,
if you
I don't
can
know.
kick him
Yeah,
and you
I
get the 2
suppose.
copies, yeah, you can
I
plus
suppose.
plus 1 with the copy. Scry 2, know what you're going to get, know how many loyalty it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
Or you could scry 4,
Yeah, that's true.
and your opponent has to deal with two
Yeah.
planeswalkers that are going to keep getting you exactly the card that you want.
I feel like by the time you're zeroing this dude, you probably don't care what's on the top of your library. You know what I mean? That sounds weird, but like, I feel like if you slam this guy turn 3, you're definitely scrying with him because you already have a ton of cards in the grip, so you're scrying with him. And the good thing about scry 2, and like this is how Standard's going to be when this is released, right? Instead of T3 Fairy, we're going to have T3 Mirror Mage over here, and everyone's going to scry 2, right?
Yeah.
And he's going to be at 5, so it's going to be hard to get rid of him. But then the next turn, right? You draw for turn, and you know what that card is. You know what the card is because you scried 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, instead of putting it to the bottom, people are just going to be like, yeah, I'll just draw it. You know what I mean? Like, it's an
setting up
interesting
their draw.
decision. Yeah. Like, so when they have a clear board, they're just going to be like, yeah, all right, I'd rather just draw this. You know what I mean? Or I'd rather, or, you know, it might not necessarily be a land that they put there, but it could be just some low mana card that they're just like, okay, cool. Like,
Whatever they need at the time, a removal spell.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that's,
Well, and it's interesting. No minuses. No ultimate.
yeah.
I mean, the 0,
I mean, that's kind of a minus, but
it's kind of a minus because you're going to take points off probably based on what you draw. Really interesting design. I love the frame in this. It's got 2 Jaces in the corners here. It looks like 2 more Jaces in the bottom corners.
mm-hmm.
Just him replicating himself, these stone pillars down the side. Really cool full art frame.
Hey, show it on the thing, man. Yeah, we're pointing at it, but yeah, it's just a pretty sweet card, man. I really like this art. Do you think this is going to be like box topper? Obviously, this isn't like regular Jace that you can crack from any booster pack.
Oh, they're probably going to have VIP packs, or they're going to for a set like this, they'll have the collector's boosters. This will be in the collector booster or something, or this can only be foil in the collector booster.
Yeah.
And only non-foil in a regular pack. There'll be some BS about it.
Oh, yeah. You guys got to let us know. How do you feel after, like, if you were one of the few that spent more than $100 for a VIP pack, how do you feel? I'm just curious. Just honest question. How do you feel? Because personally, you might have heard my story last week. I bought a few boosters of this, of Double Masters, and it was terrible. I didn't nearly make my money back, and I hope that that is not the case with these VIP packs. But let us know how you feel. Comment down below. Let us know.
Dude, this Nahiri
Yeah.
has me pretty excited about a number of things.
Oh, man.
Jason has done exceptionally well. All of the cards you could have wanted to open, he opened.
Oh, I saw the video. The video.
There might have been more.
Oh, what?
There might have been more.
Jesus, yeah. Jason's also lucky AF about
Apparently.
like buying boosters. Never have me crack your boosters, dude. You get stupid bad luck.
I'm
But
moving
dude,
Nahiri over a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. But dude, this card is sweet. Do you
So
think
it's another 4-mana Nahiri, 4 loyalty, +1, create a 1/1 core warrior creature token. You may attach an equipment you control to it.
that's a really good +1, dude?
It's a really good +1.
So you could cheat in an Argentum armor with Stoneforge Mystic in Modern, and then +1 Nahiri next turn. Like literally, that would be turn 3. Cheat in Argentum armor before the turn. Turn 4 Nahiri. Attach it to Stoneforge. Modern is a turn 4 format. Like that's.
Jonathan Stover just got a little bit of a chub.
Oh man, yeah, that's pretty solid.
You said Argentum armor. His ears perked up.
But then again, I guess that creature doesn't have haste, right? So like you're still, yeah. I guess that's kind of the drawback of it. It protects itself very well, which is the first. If you listen to any of our previous podcasts, there's like 3 things a very godly planeswalker should be able to do, right? Like any godly planeswalker should be able to protect herself.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Let's let Michael entertain you for a moment.
All right, well, let's test you guys. What should a godly planeswalker be able to do? First thing, definitely protect herself. Second thing, get you card advantage, right? Definitely get you card advantage. Those are 2 very big things about any godly planeswalker. And Nahiri here does 2 of those for sure. But the third thing is, and probably the most important, is win you the game. Does Nahiri's ultimate win you the game? Obviously not. Like, I wouldn't put this on the godly level right here, but the first 2 abilities are pretty sick, man. And it really makes you wonder, like, whereas this isn't some sort of godly planeswalker, are people going to be as worried about it? You know what I mean? What's going to happen in the arena scene when you slam this turn 4? Who knows? But, yeah. But either way, they still have these similar arts. And if you look, they kind of line up here too, man. I'm wondering if we'll see something else. I'm wondering if we'll see something else here. Because, dude, I just noticed this. These arts line up. Do you think we'll see something else? Like some other friggin' card line up over here? You think they're going to do them all like that?
Oh, interesting. Like, is there a panorama? No, she is what the hell do they call it? Lithomancer or something? Her magic is stone magic.
She is basically a Stoneforge Mystic. I'm pretty sure she was based on that card. Like, look at her. She is Stoneforge Mystic.
And obviously they're leaning heavy into the equipment theme here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Man, that's nasty, though. I mean, I was just saying, though, while you were doing your thing, Nahiri has some of the makings of a godly planeswalker with the exception of the ultimate. Like, the ultimate doesn't win you the game.
No.
Like, that's the thing. Neither does Jace's, though. So one of two things is happening here. They're either like spoiling the lesser planeswalkers here, or they're shifting away from printing planeswalkers like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it might just be indicative of a different style of planeswalker card.
Yeah. It's kind of...
People complain about the game being all about planeswalkers once they
Yeah.
hit the battlefield.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I can see it. I mean, I think they really didn't really know what they were doing when they first printed planeswalkers. Like, every planeswalker, its ultimate was something nasty.
Yeah, because they thought if it wasn't, nobody would bother.
Right.
Like, why would anybody bother?
Exactly. And that's how you get JTMS, and that's how you get, just stupid stuff. Liliana of the Veil. I mean, those planeswalkers are just, I don't know. I think that says one of two things. Like I said, they're holding back, they're holding out on us, and they're just printing the nasty planeswalkers later on, or they're shifting away from it. And I couldn't blame them, for the latter, to tell you the truth.
So I'm intrigued, and I already messed up my search. I just got thinking as I walked into the other room to make sure that I didn't leave the oven on, because I'm an 80-year-old man. Equipment is not a type?
No, it's artifact and then subtype equipment.
That's
Walk them through it. Let them see what you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm on Gatherer, and I'm going to show everybody how unskilled I am at a Gatherer search.
I mean, that's entertaining.
I was just looking for something simple that was equipment that give a creature haste. Hello, Kitty.
Dude, is the cat going to join the podcast for the first time ever?
Oh, my goodness.
I hope they're just slow rolling, because with all of the craziness they've been printing, I'd like to know that they can still do that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, you can't just reprint the nastiest cards in DM and then reprint sick power level stuff, and then, oh yeah, by the way, we're dialing back planeswalkers because they're too overpowered. Like, I think they're just holding back. I'm hoping they're holding back on us.
Equipped creature has flying and haste. Well, that's not very good.
I mean, there's admittedly no really abusable equipments out there besides like Argentum armor, right? Like, I mean, unless they print more of them in the set. What if they come to the conclusion that, you know what, with all of this power creep that we've done recently, we don't really have any busted equipment out there. Let's print something for Stoneforge.
I think that's a great idea. I mean, and so one of the things that I said to Mike, and I'm not necessarily endorsing this as a snap this up, but are you familiar with the card Magnetic Theft?
Man. Yeah, I am. I love the card because of the hammer combo that's come out. Like that card shot up in price.
It did, but it's actually still really cheap. I mean, it's like $2 for a Fifth Dawn card.
Oh yeah.
And that's the only printing.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to bring it back, printing an ability like that on this?
I think either they're going to bring it back, Magnetic Theft.
By the way, I'm going to hold this kitty up like it's in the Lion King right here.
I love you. Something like that. Look at those eyes. Oh my goodness.
Look at this Mr. Kitty.
Can we get some YouTube views for having a kitty? Yeah, the only printing is in Fifth Dawn. Near mint copies are about $2.50 to $3.
No shit, dude. So
if they don't reprint this and they print a new Nahiri that is a red white Nahiri that is incentivizing you to play artifacts and equipment, I think Magnetic Theft will be a good card to own.
Oh, for sure.
The most likely odd is that they are going to finally reprint it because they just did that Colossal Hammer deck.
Yes.
And that has gotten some popularity. So that's the sort of thing, and it's probably in the time horizon where they could say, this card needs a reprint. We're going to seed the Colossus Hammer. And
I think you're right saying that, because we were kind of talking before the cast, and I told Brad, I'm like, dude, if I'm being honest with you right now, if I'm being 100% coolly honest,
yep,
I'm kind of scared to invest in Magic cards right now. Like, I'm kind of scared to invest in any of this like good stuff that's reprintable, because it's a target. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna reprint it, and especially with some cool ass deck that pops up, that hammer deck with magnetic theft.
Yeah.
You know they're friggin' reprinting this. Come on, like they've gotta be. And I mean, like you said, if they're not, great, we're wrong, and this was a decent card to own. But still, it's only like $2.68. You're not gonna get rich off this card. Like you're not gonna make a huge.
No,
you know.
and so something that we haven't necessarily advocated for in a few episodes, but I did the old standby. I looked at this today and was like, okay, I can get 8 copies for $20.
Yep.
I'll get my playset and an extra playset.
See what it does.
See what it does. If it gets reprinted, the 5th Dawn copy is probably still going to be sought after by some people.
Mm.
You know, what is this going to go down to, $1.50?
Yeah, probably.
You know, I mean, if it gets cut in half and I lose $10, say la vie.
Yeah, but
If it doesn't get reprinted and it goes up to $5, I can out my second play set and get my money back.
I don't know, though, dude. I would think of it this way, though, because if they do reprint this and they reprinted it uncommon, that card is worthless. Like, I hate to say it, but if they reprint this at uncommon, that card's worthless. That's going to be, it's just like Rudy says, when he cracks packs on his channel, he's like, nobody cares about the commons and uncommons. It's true.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
you
they're
know,
common and uncommon.
I mean, how many nasty uncommons have you seen people throw in, like, the free donate to the shop box at our LGS? Like, I mean, shit that should have never been thrown in there. Like,
Right, but then you have, like, Veil of Summers that are stupidly valuable.
that's true, but do you think magnetic theft is on that level, dude? I don't know.
I mean, it's not in Standard. It's not in Pioneer,
Yeah.
right? No.
I don't.
That's not-
Yeah, it's
yeah.
definitely not in Pioneer. But,
It's not in Historic,
oh yeah, it's not. I'm surprised they haven't brought that to Historic.
actually. I have no way, because you can't even check on Gatherer for Historic.
Ah, word.
I think you can on Scryfall,
Yep.
but Gatherer doesn't give you the option for Historic. I'll tell you what, when they do, then I will be really confident in our other topic for today. We talked a couple of... The cat so badly wants to be on camera now.
Dude, what the hell, man? He I don't know if you guys just saw that. She just like made a leap of faith onto my leg, clawed me, and then jumped off. Fucking cats, dude. What the hell is your problem? And now she's just staring at me like, I know you're not going to mess with me because it looks like you're doing something important.
I think you're otherwise occupied. Can I have your attention?
Yeah. Fucking cats.
Cats are cats.
Yep.
2 weeks ago, we had an episode where we talked about how Arena Historic, how Modern basically was coming to Arena through Historic.
Yes.
And we had actually, I'm gonna bring it up, but we had some great comments on that episode. Somebody went through the painstaking process of outlining
Oh, man. Yeah, you were telling me about this. I did not see the
all
comment.
the sets that are not on Arena.
Click off the haven't responded to filter. Yeah, there you go.
So from Mark 1967, we appreciate the subscription, dude. Or whatever. 8th edition, 9th edition, 10th edition, M10, M11, M12, M13, M14, M15. Don't get on the keyboard.
Look at this cat.
Not acceptable.
Meow. But yeah, so there's only a few more sets till they have Modern on Arena. They're so close. And bam. He's like, there's only a few more sets. So no offense to you, Mark, but I feel like this is missing the point of what we were talking about before. They only need to print a few cards from these sets. They only need to print a handful of cards.
Well, and he does get to that. So let's just
Yep,
give
that's
him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, that's
True
true.
Modern are years away. If it ever happens, they can have the staples, but not the full selection.
That's true.
Modern will slowly fade into the background as a format like Legacy and Vintage.
God, I hope not. Don't say these words.
WotC will really put the push on Pioneer as the premier format for the next decade. I think you're absolutely right, Mark. And I think that by their push to go digital, they are going to make historic the legacy, vintage, and modern of the modern age.
Yeah, where they can bring back like the safe vintage and legacy cards that they could probably never reprint in standard. You know what I mean? Like Phyrexian Arena is in there. Like you're not reprinting that in standard, but at the same time, like they can
Phyrexian Tower?
Exactly. Like they can bring that. Yeah, that's what I meant. Not Phyrexian Arena, but
Phyrexian Arena is on there too.
Oh yeah, okay, yep. So both, right?
Yeah.
Like I mean, great examples of things you probably wouldn't bring back in standard, but at the same time, they're not too OP, where the to the point where they couldn't be in an eternal format. So, yeah, I mean, great points. I think what you're saying is true. Like they're never going to have the full selection. I believe you're right on that. Like I don't think they're going to reprint every card from all of these sets. However, when something pops up in these modern sets, in these, vintage and legacy sets that they're like, oh, wow, that card's sweet. Why don't we bring it to historic?
And like you said, when they had that special release event, they had the mocks on there.
Yeah.
They're very much capable of making historic the online eternal format of choice.
I think Wizards was laying them on the table there and just being like, I think that's what they were doing.
Yeah, I heard the fly unzip and heard it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like they were laying them on the table. They were being like, because they heard all the talk about like, there's no way they can bring modern to Arena, and then they're just like, you guys have no idea. Here's a Black Lotus and Moxen and all of this stuff. You know what I mean?
Here's
just
power on Arena.
Come on.
We can do whatever we want
whatever
if we want to devote the time to it.
Exactly.
Well, if it sort of makes sense, even if you think about it from naming conventions, like if Wizards had the ability to look at all of the formats that they've created and that have naturally evolved over time and really wanted to cut that down, cull that down, like they want 3 formats. They want the old school, everything goes format. You're not getting on this keyboard.
Dude, she wants to be on the podcast, though. We got to let her up on this podcast.
That's fine. She can be on the podcast.
She even like dims her eyes a little bit. She's like, yeah.
She went to the veterinarian today and got a shot in the butt.
Yes.
No, she has nothing to say.
For those of you who are listening to the audio version of this, I'm telling you, dude, this cat is so chill. Like I think you missed a big opportunity by not naming this cat Arabo. Like I know it's
and your goddamn cat deck.
I know it's friggin' not the color of Arabo, but at the same time, you missed a big opportunity, Brad.
All right, so the cat's name is Akasha, Akasha. Anybody that comments on this video, why the cat is named Akasha and what the relevance is, we'll give you a shout out on the podcast next week.
Hell yeah, let us know. That was the first question Nikki asked. My girlfriend is a huge fan of cats, and she heard the name and said, "Is that a magic name?" It's like, babe, of course it is. Like, if I had to name your cat, I probably would have named it Liliana or something. Like, you know what
It's not a magic name.
Wait, it's not?
Nope.
Then I'm confused. I thought Akasha was I'm thinking of something different, but I thought when I first heard the name that it was the red-white planeswalker, or not planeswalker, but legendary creature, hybrid white and red. I'm pretty sure it's a magic card, and you just inadvertently named it a magic card. We're going to check this out right now. Let's show the viewers right here.
Okay.
Let's show the viewers. Akasha. Damn it. What is the card I'm thinking of? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's a 3-drop legendary creature, 2 hybrid red-white, and 1 colorless. I don't even know what it does, but it was printed in a commander set, and I thought for sure you named it after that.
No.
But either way, now we have a challenge.
No.
If you know the reason behind Akasha, please
Cooley,
comment.
if you figure this out this week and comment on the video, you're not getting a shout out next week.
Good. Damn you, Brad. But either way, now I'm curious. I'm going to be keeping an eye on these comments because now I want to know.
So if WotC could start over, scrap all the naming conventions that we had, and really come up with a way to identify the oldest school format, the middle child, and standard, which I think they're very comfortable with. Standard is the standard current playable format. That makes the most sense. Pioneer is the exploratory format after Standard. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Anything older than that, man, that shit's historic.
Yeah. It's a good way to put it, dude. It's a good way to put it. I think for sure there's a lot of value in that. Like, especially if they take the approach that we were kind of talking about in the podcast last week of just reprinting staples.
Yeah.
They'd piss through Modern in like, a few months worth of releases. You know what I mean? Like a couple of years, I would say for sure they'd have it on there if you just printed the staples. And then what?
No, Mark is right. It's not going to be the full Brewer's Paradise where every janky common from every ancient set is available. But for people that play competitively, that want to feel like they're porting Legacy onto Arena, having the power on there is really all it's going to take.
Speaking of ports, you think they'll bring Rishadan port to Historic? By the way, don't even correct me on my pronunciation of Rishadan port, all right? I pronounce the set Mercedian Masks. Come at me.
Yeah, he's already a lost cause. No, you know what? For those that haven't heard, I think that your reasoning to make that choice, one, I really don't grief anybody that can explain the reasoning they have behind a choice. Even if they know in retrospect that that's wrong, which Mike doesn't realize that in retrospect he's still wrong. He has
that happens more often than not. Often wrong, never unsure of myself.
that could be your business card. I mean, often wrong, never unsure of myself. Yeah. I love that.
Those words of inspiration right there.
Mercedian Masks. He has a very good reason for believing that it should be called that because it's about mercenaries.
That's right.
The set is based on...
I mean, it's a made-up word anyway that Wizards never really came out and said, this is how it's pronounced. So, I mean, I feel like that's how it is with... That's how it is with a lot of cards. Cat's getting crazy.
Yeah, cat's getting vicious. Go on now, get...
You can't throw cats away, because then they're just like...
Oh, this is a game.
Yeah, screw you, dude. I friggin' own this house. This is my jungle.
That's why this keyboard tray slides in and then locks up.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's dope. But yeah, what do you guys think of these? What do you think is the future direction of these sets that they're going here? Do you think they're sandbagging some spoilers for us right here? Do you think these are low-end planeswalkers? Yeah. Do you think that they are literally going to reprint some insane cards in this set? Bring them to historic?
Do you think that they're going to reprint Magnetic Theft?
Ooh, man. Do you think they're going to reprint some crazy Karn type stuff? Bring him back to Standard?
What do you think that the teaser trailer there for Zendikar Resurgent is hinting at?
Yeah, let us know what you think, man. And yeah. Anyways, to end the podcast, Brad made an investment this week.
I did.
Brad did. I mean, you bought some nasty cards.
Oh, I bought. Yeah.
They look pretty, man. They look really pretty.
Those are pretty. I have the prettier ones are in the other room.
You got to show them off.
So,
what do you guys think?
I guess we can talk about this. So last week and the week before and the week before that, we've been talking about the 2X Masters cards and box toppers. Now, Fatal Push is certainly a card that's going to see play forever in any non-rotating format at this point. You're going to play it in Pioneer. You're going to play it in Modern. Does it see play in Legacy?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So you would be the guy that I would ask. So
I haven't seen it in a very long time. I think Bolt is in Legacy better than Fatal Push, but
makes sense to me.
Yep.
But I still, even though I have been seeing some of the 2XM box toppers start to drop in price, I still feel like, no, here we go. This is one that's starting to sketch me out. It's been very consistent for the last 2 weeks, but I want to be on this window. But it is tapering off.
Yeah.
So I paid about $15 for these, which is what it's saying they're going for right now.
Which, I mean, to be fair, you're kind of catching it on the downturn too. But it's like I was saying earlier. I'm kind of scared, dude, because I don't know if this semi-leveling off is due to the actual price level off.
Yeah.
Or if it's due to the fact that people cracked these and they don't want to get rid of them for $15. Like if I cracked a, foil alt art full bleed fatal push, you wouldn't catch me dead trading that at $15. Like, and I feel like that might be the mentality of some of these people. And what I think we might run into is eventually you're going to have shops that are just like, all right, man, we got all this product. It's not selling. We're going to drop the price like $1. They're going to try to undercut the competition. And before you know it, other shops are going to do the same. And they're going to keep undercutting each other. So I'm just wondering which one of the two that is. Like, is this like a artificial stave off of these prices where people just at this point aren't willing to give them up for less than that? Or do you think like eventually these things are going to drop? Yeah, look at that $15 Sword of War and Peace.
Well,
God,
and so
it's even less. Oh my God.
Yeah. So that is showing a downward trend since last week for sure, and then plummeting in the last couple of days, really.
$12, dude.
I mean,
you crack that mythic and it's only worth $12, dude. That card was insane recently.
If you can, especially you're going to have a Nahiri here in a minute that lets you equip these things for free.
I know, that's true, dude.
I'm scrolling back down, looking at what is going down in price. Crop rotation is going down. It says
Literally so much. Like, look at this, dude. Look at all of these going down.
Okay, but let's
Engineered
look at what's going
explosives.
up. That's at the other end of the spectrum.
2%, 3%.
83%.
Yeah,
it's
but
still
that's
blood
like-
sport
Yeah, right,
And cat
exactly.
tokens. Cat tokens are huge, baby.
Yeah, whenever you see this type of BS going up 83%, like on a 50-cent card, come on, we can't even count that. Like the only thing is Karn Liberated, going up 10%. Okay, cool. And he was printed in this set. Yeah, he was reprinted in this nasty art. Yeah.
Yeah.
So nasty
But
art.
even the regular non-foil it looks like it's losing value today.
Pump and dump, dude. I'm telling you, pump and dump.
So I might have been premature last week in these cards are leveling off. I think there are probably bigger societal factors involved as well.
Oh, for damn sure, dude.
All of the people that were getting extra support with unemployment benefits and that sort of thing, that's all been stopped for a couple of weeks. People are panic selling again.
Oh, yeah.
So there's
Crazy.
a lot of stuff going on. I mean, this stuff again, like I said, 2 weeks, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I said I would be surprised if the box topper sort of feast and famine dropped 20%. Oh no, we were talking about Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah.
And would the box topper drop in price or would the regular one drop in price, right?
Right.
So let's look at Stoneforge Mystic because that
Check
was
it out. Let's check on our theory crafting over here.
Double Masters borderless.
It's leveled out. I mean, it's still kind of the same.
Right? So that has stayed relatively consistent. The only thing that's happened now is the foil has started to separate a little higher.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, again, and it kind of goes back to that theory. Like, if you cracked a foil or a box topper Stoneforge Mystic, knowing that card alone was just worth $75, would you let it go for friggin' 22? Come on.
Well,
this is
the regular. So now we're looking at the regular.
Yep.
We saw that early volatility that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. The leveling off that we talked about last week. So last week was the, the 27th today, so the 14th. The regular has come down generally a little bit, but the foil has stayed the same or gone up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just really weird, man. Like,
We may still 2 weeks from now see this stuff plummet.
I mean, as much as I fear that it's going down, the other part of me says I don't think it's going up like substantially. People are still cracking this set.
Well,
So,
right,
like-
but when do you? I'm not worried about when this stuff goes up, because it will go up eventually. What I'm worried about is when is it going to be the cheapest?
Yeah, when is it going to bottom out?
Right.
Right.
I want for myself and for listeners to be able to say, and I did 2 weeks ago. I thought supply was high. If you wanted to get these box toppers, you could get them. She's back. Sorry for the listener that I just spit in your ear.
But yeah, I know what you mean, dude. Like it's just it's really tough to call, but you don't want to get caught with your pants down where you're like, oh, a couple weeks ago this was this price and it was pretty affordable, like considering what the card used to be. I definitely get that mentality. I would just say currently I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared to invest in especially some of the reprints from Double Masters. There's so much uncertainty with it. Like, it's just odd. But in times of uncertainty comes times of opportunity. You never know. Like, these could be the times. Like, when people are like me over here where they're like, I don't know if I want to pull the trigger on that. And then you are the person that pulls the trigger on it. And then, and then other people like me see it. Oh shit, it just went up. Like, I got to get it now. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, it's such a tough call. But personally, I'm still in the boat where, like, all right, the ones that just got reprinted, I'm going to hold off. You guys know me by now. I'm a big fan of the reserved list. Might be a cheap way to go when it comes to, like, calling investments, but I'm telling you, it's a sure shot one. Like, if you haven't got your dystopias, get them now.
Conversely, there is an adage in MTG Finance that there are no bad specs. There are only short-term specs and long-term specs. That cards will eventually be worth something, even when they're jank.
Oh, yeah.
I remember people sort of scoffed at me when the Ultimate Masters box toppers came out and I wanted the Mana Vault. And I was willing to pay basically retail, which I could have haggled or found a cheaper copy, but there was somebody right in front of me with a copy and I didn't want to compete with somebody else. And I said, I know that this card right now is... All right, so first, for the sake of our listeners, and not for bragging rights or anything, I was like, I'll give you $120 for the card, which is what I could have ordered it for on TCG Player.
Yeah.
A week later, it was $100. A week after that, it was $90.
Yeah. But I mean, 2 months ago, the card was $200 for like the, you know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah,
you can kind of see it might go back there again. Like, you never really know.
So let's look at it now.
And it's not banned in Commander. Like, and that's the thing. There's a lot of Commander players out there who want a Mana Crypt. Or
Ultimate Masters box topper.
You're talking Mana Crypt, not Vault.
No, I'm talking Mana Vault.
You're talking Mana Vault.
Yeah. So this came out.
Still, though.
It was $120. And then a little while later, it was $103. And then a little while after that, it was $90. And now I'm sort of vindicated in that I got it when I did.
Oh, yeah. Show him this, dude. Show him this right here.
Sorry. You guys that are watching on YouTube.
Yep. Oh, man. Yeah. So he's showing been a significant price spike over in like this month of Mana Vault for the box topper.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like one of the big box toppers you could crack from that set, too.
Now, I don't know how many are selling for this, and at this price, people will probably dump theirs, and it'll drop back down. But still, I don't think it will ever be below 120 again.
It's too good, man. Like, it's too sought after. It's same logic follows with Mana Crypt. This is a huge Commander staple. Everybody plays Commander, and it's like there's such a high demand for it, dude. So.
Yeah. So when trying to decide when a good time to get in is, sometimes it can be whatever's the cheapest.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it's a judgment call, dude.
You pay retail to have it in your hand early and hope that over the long term, even though the price might go down this month, the price might go down next month, I wanted the card. I got it. I didn't have to fight 800 people in Walmart on Thanksgiving for it. And it comes back around. So yeah. I like that old adage. There are no bad specs. They're just short-term specs and long-term specs. I got boxes of cards over here that I'm just waiting for the day that people finally realize that, Hostile Desert is a good card.
And will Brad sell them when they do realize that is the real question?
No, because it's such a pain in the butt. But I keep telling myself, Brad, just put together a box, send it into Channel Fireball. They've got the thing now where you can just mail them a box and they'll sort it for you.
Solid.
You don't even have to go through all the buy list BS. So if I just make a box of good cards that I know are buy listable, they will sort them, grade them, and make me an offer.
Making it real efficient for you. Really, really
They
easy.
are. And you pay a premium for that, or you lose some value in doing that. So
yeah, I mean, they're not going to trade you full value for the card. And if, that's in case you guys didn't know, if you ever trade with a vendor or sell your cards to a vendor, they're never going to give you anything close to, the actual retail price of it. However,
no.
it might be worth it for your time of actually not selling the cards if you do it in bulk like that.
Right. And to say, I could go through the trouble of looking at their buy list and picking out only cards that I know that they're looking for, because the cards that they're looking for, they're going to give you a little bit more than what they're not looking for. Just that makes sense, right? But I think if you go through this sorting service of theirs, even a card that was on their buy list, if they said, "Oh, we're paying $2 on Nahiri the Harbinger," but I send it in my box of stuff, they're going to be like $1.85.
Right.
Because they've put in the effort to sort it. Versus if I put in the effort to sort it, I'll get $2.
Right. And I would say it probably wouldn't even be that high. I mean, it might be around $1, if that.
But
still, how much is your time worth to you is the question.
They do have a pretty good buy list over there at Channel Fireball. Let's see. Sell your cards. Hot list information. The U-Box We Buy program. Why not? We can go a few minutes long.
For sure.
Top standard buys, top modern buys. You got some Euros you want to get rid of? You get $45 in credit.
Jeez. That's pretty solid.
Man.
Force of Negation. They'll give you $33 cash for this. I'm so kicking myself for not binning all of the auctions at $28 when I needed this thing.
Yeah.
God damn. That card is so good.
Here's the thing. They're paying $5 cash on Karn the Great Creator.
Hey, if you guys bought them when we suggested them, you'd be making money off from TCG right now.
Exactly. If you bought 50 of these at $4, you'd have $50.
But no, recently that card went up to like $8.
Yeah.
Like we told you it was good. We told you it was good, man.
Right. And this is what they're paying cash. So if we go to the other page and look to see what they're selling it for, they're probably selling it for $8.
Oh yeah.
They'll give you $5 cash for yours.
Yep.
It's a pretty good deal if you have a pile of cards sitting behind you that you aren't going to play. These are just the top cards and what they're paying on them. But you can search their buy list to see what else they're looking for.
For sure. So yeah.
Sell a collection, how to sell, open the buy list.
Nasty.
So if you've got the time to pack this stuff up, you could probably, and I'm talking to myself, Brad O'Brien, you can probably get rid of some of that crap behind you and turn it into cat treats or vet bills.
Easily.
You got anything else for our friends here before we head out?
Spread the podcast and not the plague.